Welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle. I'm Leslie Klein, here today to help you raise your vibration so you can thrive. So, welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream happening every Thursday live at 3 o'clock. I was a couple of seconds, maybe a minute or so late today. So, I apologize. It's been one of those days. And it happens. So we've got some stuff happening, and we are streaming to Instagram if you like Insta over these other platforms. So I stream to Facebook, several places there, to Twitter, to LinkedIn, to YouTube. But this kind of then becomes a podcast that goes on YouTube. And if you want to see any of the content that I produce, it's just go to good-vibes.tv. And we are all about the hashtag Good Vibes Lifestyle. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope that I can give you some encouragement, some information to help you raise your vibration, and just create a better life for yourself. So welcome. This is all about a movement. I'm trying to really kind of get the word out about raising your vibration to help people to understand in this new age of Aquarius that we're in, about energy and looking at our lives as from an energetic perspective, understanding that our emotions are energy in motion. And this is how we know where we're vibing, what frequency we're vibing at. All right, so let's get into it. Well, it is 2/22 today, February 22nd. So why is that such a big deal? Well, the numerology of 222 is very significant. The number 2 just by itself has to do with balance, duality, and relationships. And so when you have, and then when you do 22 is actually a master number. It's called the master builder number. But now when you've got 2 and 2 together, this is about balance, harmony, and cooperation. So the number 222 resonates with the home, with family, relationships, and coexistence, about partnerships, right? The number 2. So this being February 22nd, it's kind of a portal. You can kind of see it as a portal or a special time where the energy has to do with this balance and harmony. So best way to use it, kind of look in your life, what things are out of balance that need to be brought into balance. What relationships do you want to work on? You can meditate today and focus on the number 222, what that represents for you. So, and you know, what's also kind of cool is that we are 2 days away from the full moon. The full moon, we're in a waxing time, the new moon to the full moon. So we're in the waxing cycle, moon phase rather. And on the Saturday at 7:30 in the evening Eastern time, there will be a full moon in the sign of Virgo. So Virgo, and I lost my notes on Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign, and Virgo has to do with health, has to do with your physical body, has to do with Mother Earth. Virgos are also very much into organizing and planning. So we're two days before the full moon. We're starting it out with this 222 portal. So here we go. We've got, whenever there's a full moon, you've got about 5 days to work with this energy. So 2 days before the full moon, then you've got the full moon, and then the 2 days after, you're in this energy of the full moon. So again, what does Virgo represent? It represents the earth. It's an earth sign. So grounding is really important. Now the moon is opposite the sun, right? When it's a full moon, it's opposite, and the earth's in the middle. And the sun just went into Pisces. I believe it was on the 18th of February, just this past Sunday. So you've got Earth on one side, and you've got Pisces, in Virgo, with the full moon in Virgo, and the sun sign in Pisces. And Pisces is the last astrological sign of the 12, right? And Pisces is a water sign, so it has to do with our emotions. So we're talking about the Earth on one extreme and our emotions on the other. So there could be a little bit of a conflict or a little bit of a tension between the two, or maybe that's what you need to reconcile, kind of bring together, bring in balance and harmony, considering that today is 222. So what else can I tell you about the full moon? There's also Mars and Venus are conjunct in this sign, and I can't remember if it was Uranus or another planet. But again, we're talking about duality, the male and the female, and integration and finding balance and harmony. So focusing on these things and taking care of your physical body would be the best ways to use this energy of the full moon. So that's what I've got for you as far as the astrological news of what's going on. And we're going to stay in the cosmic realm and start talking about UFO and UAP disclosure. I have been going down this rabbit hole, watching all kinds of interviews, and I found another resource besides the other ones that I talked about last week. And this is a resource from it's a website called the paradigmresearchgroup.org. And actually, I'm going to share my screen so you can see this. And let's see. Paradigm Research. It's similar to the New Paradigm Institute, but it is not the same thing. Let's see here. There we go. So let's make sure you can see this. Let me get it a little bit bigger for you. So again, the website is paradigmresearchgroup.org. And this organization, it's a political advocacy organization that has been seeking to end the 64-year government-imposed truth embargo regarding extraterrestrials. It was started by this man, Steven Bassett. He is the executive director. And he's actually the first UFO lobbyist. What happened, there was a Dr. John Mack who was part of the Harvard Medical School. And what happened in the past, and this was, I can't even tell you what year it was, probably the 70s. But what happened, a lot of the pilots in the military would see different UFOs and they would report it to their superiors in the military. Well, the military then sent that, and when they did this, and this is one of the reasons a lot of the pilots haven't reported any UFO contacts or things that they've seen, because then they get sent to a psychiatrist to get psychologically evaluated, which does not look good for their military record. Well, one of the doctors, Dr. John Mack at Harvard, was the person that they were sending these military people to, these pilots that saw UFOs, to make sure they were, not crazy, but, whether they were legit or not. So Dr. Mack interviewed all these people and found out that all these pilots, and found out that they're fine. They're normal people, that they really did see something, that there was not any kind of psychosis or nothing wrong with them. And he wanted to write a paper about it. Well, he sent it to the, I think it was New England Journal of Medicine, and they would not publish it. And Harvard also reprimanded Dr. John Mack for doing it. He ended up writing a book, about it. And but then Harvard kind of came down on him. And so that's where he retained Donnie Sheehan, who is the lawyer that I talked about in previous episodes. So when that happened, this man, Steven Bassett, his background was more about, his background was political and having to do with lobbying and things like that. So he helped this John Mack when he was going through this situation. And that's when he started when he became the first UFO activist in Washington, D.C. So I'm just going to play a little clip so you can get to know him. and he's talking about disclosure and that kind of thing. So let me see. But actually, let's first go to, let me show you a little bit more on this website that he has, the Paradigm Research Group, which is different than the newparadigminstitute.org group. And he has this new shift storm where he has actually the legislation, and what he did is create PDFs and put it into layman's terms so you could really understand the legislation that has been out there. He also started this Hollywood Disclosure Alliance, and that has to do with bringing UAP people together, or UFO people together with Hollywood people, and not just big Hollywood people, but anybody in the entertainment industry, including podcasters. So they modeled it after environmental type alliance that had been created before. I think really to get the information that are in the movies and in the different entertainment and media that is accurate, regarding UFOs. So now, the other thing that I found out, they just had this Conscious Life Expo, which is where Danny Sheehan spoke, and I had played that clip for you last week. But save the date. I wanted to show you this, that there is an event happening called Contact in the Desert, and it is on May 30th through June 3rd, and it's the world's leading UFO UAP conference that will be happening. Let's see. And they're going to talk about the frontiers of knowledge in UAP, artificial intelligence, the future of technology and space travel, non-human intelligence, spirituality, and health and wellness. So this is happening out in California in the desert. So you may want to check that out, and you can just go to paradigmresearchgroup.org. And here's a picture of Steven Bassett. And so basically, let's see, I'm going to show you a little clip, and let me switch over to here. And I was trying to figure out which clip might be the best one, but I guess this would be the best one. This is from a podcast. It's one of those days with dogs barking and all kinds of things happening, but that's okay. Kristen Harloff has a podcast on YouTube, and this is an interview with Steven Bassett, and he's talking about UFOs, let's see, and disclosure. And so let me play a little bit of this for you. Here we go.
There are many, many entities forming that are really all focused on the post-disclosure world. Ooh. And to the extent I can, I'm going to be doing podcasts and talk about them. I mentioned to New Paradigm Institute. Paradigm Research Group is about to go nonprofit finally. I've always been a First Amendment sole proprietorship, so they couldn't come get me. But I'm about to go nonprofit and convert into a small think tank. Danny's massive think tank is officed right by the 1 block from the Capitol and across the street from the Hart Building, Senate Hart Building. Mine is 1 block from the White House and the National Press Building. And so we're going to work together, but he's an ocean liner and I'm a tugboat. The point is, so I'm going to be refocusing there. But recently,
bear with me.
I helped found an organization called the Hollywood Disclosure Alliance, and I founded it. It was the idea was from my partner Daniel Harari, who's a longtime Hollywood publicist, and he said, "I want to do this," and I said, "Absolutely." And so we launched on November the 1st last year the Hollywood Disclosure Alliance. And what it is, it's similar to the Environmental Media Association, launched in 1989 by Norman Lear with millions of bucks. It was created to be an interface between the massive film industry and the entire environmental movement, so they get the messaging right and connect and so forth and help each other out. So the resources. Environmental movement is controversial, but it's never been as controversial as the ET issue. And so that was an easy thing. And so for the last 30 years, and that site is up there, and they've done billions of impressions and information efforts. It still exists. and it did its job. So we wanted to do the same thing for this issue. So the Hollywood Disclosure Alliance it's a fully nonprofit, non-commercial. We don't make any money. We just raise not tax-deductible funding. Has a growing list of Hollywood. Hollywood stands for the entire entertainment industry. Hollywood founding members.
Sure.
Bio and photo is up. No money exchanged. And we have a growing list of UAP founding members. These are the people that make the films, do the research, journalists, activists, podcasters. You're invited. Please. We want you in the Hollywood Disclosure line or UAP. Sure. And so it's out around 120. Soon it'll be 200, 250. And so when you go on the site, you see there's a board. We have 20 members of the board. Okay. And there's
So I'm going to stop that there. And you can go to, like I said, Christian Harloff's website or YouTube channel. Here we go. Christian Harloff. And it's KristianHarloff. So there you go. That's another little resource for you. The other resource that I've talked about before is the Soul Foundation, and I've been going through, and here's that website. I've been going through, and here's there we go, the solfoundation.org. So this is the organization that has to do with getting experts from academia and government to address the philosophical, policy, and scientific problems raised by the likely presence of ETs, on the planet. So what Steve Bassett is saying, that the Soul Foundation, and here is the New Paradigm Institute, which has to do more coming from the political legislative end, is basically that's the one with Danny Sheehan. So all of these organizations are getting ready for what Steve Bassett is calling post-disclosure. And he actually, in that interview I just shared, he talks about how it's really all these organizations are getting ready for post-disclosure, but there's this process. So there's several legislative bills, but when they finally, when it's finally official, is when it can't be Schumer, it can't be any of these other political heads. It has to be the president to be the one to say UFOs are real, ETs are here, we have bodies, we have technology, and really create this disclosure that Dr. Greer and all these other ufologists have been asking for many years. So we're coming to this point. And, the New Paradigm Institute, go there. That's where you can take action. newparadigminstitute.org. You can see here on the screen. You can take action, hit this button right here, and you put your address, and it sends letters to your particular representatives in Congress to help put that pressure on there. The other thing that's coming up next week on February 22nd, you can get a certificate in history, law, politics, and technology of unidentified anomalous phenomena, which are the UAPs, the new word for UFOs. And the whole reason they've changed the word or the acronym that they're using is to kind of get away from the stigma of UFOs, because basically people have been ostracized for that. So check it out. And so there's these series of 4 different certificates, and then these certificates that you get, and there's a cost. It's like $199 for each of these different ones. 2 are with Danny Sheehan, and then the other ones are with Richard Noland. And then these certificates can be applied through Ubiquity University, so you can actually get a degree, master's or a PhD in extraterrestrial studies. So this is all post-disclosure stuff. The other thing that's going on that I want to show you is over here with Dr. Steven Greer. He's got an event coming up. Let me see, where is it? It's coming up. Where is it? Ambassador program, no. Expeditions, no. Films, news. Would it be under news? he has an event coming up that I know is sold out. Where is it? Oh, no, I can't find it. He has an event coming up. So the academic certificate starts on February 29th, and it'll go for 4 weeks. That's the $199. And then you get that certificate that it's an academic certificate. I guess that get a certification basically on that information. The one that Dr. Stephen Greer has, it's at Hot Springs. All right, I just have it. I will put it here. Let me go back to this. Okay. It's in Hot Springs, Virginia. Now, they're sold out as far as the live, in person attending this event. But, here we go. It's March 11th through March 16th. But you can go online and just go to the website, Dr. Stephen Greer. And I'm not sure why I'm not being able to find it on the website unless they were filled up and sold all their tickets. Because it was here last week. And where is it? I'm not seeing. He has his movies. Well, anyway, he is having this event. There it is. Here we go. Here it is. Hold on. Okay, add to stage. This one. This one here, Deep Disclosure, March 11th through 16th in Hot Springs. And, it's a Zoom, so you can attend it via Zoom. There is a cost. The in-person is sold out. Here it is. And so he's going to provide more information on disclosure. And, it's a week long. So if you're into this, you probably want to get this ticket. I'm not sure if I'll be attending, but we'll see. We will see. It may be something that I am able to do. All right, so that's what's going on with the UAP UFO disclosure. Now let's kind of get back down to earth, kind of, and talk about the Oracle of the Month. So this month I have been working with Divine Masters Oracle, done by Kyle Gray. See, there you go. And let me go ahead and pull a card. So we've got a lot going on with disclosure and post-disclosure and more resources. So let's pull a card and ask Spirit, what message do you have for us today? For the audience right now, and Matt. I can never say her name wrong. Divine intervention. Weigh up your options. Choose the highest good. And Matt is a goddess, Egyptian goddess. And again, I'm not sure I'm saying her name. Matt or Matt. Divine intervention. So let me read what it says here. Weigh up your options. Choose the highest good. Okay, here we go. Matt, pronounce Mayet or Mayet. She's an ancient Egyptian deity associated with truth, harmony, and balance. Oh, how interesting on 222 that we would get her. Truth, harmony, and balance. Part goddess and part ethereal being, she first appears during the Old Kingdom and is one of the most ancient forms of the goddess of justice. She is depicted with wings, which are often associated with being in the heavens or being able to watch from above. She is therefore similar to what we now call an angel, a being who is watching over us from above. And here's the message. Mayet has a golden energy and can be called upon for support in making an important decision or balancing the various aspects of our lives. She will help us make decisions that align with our values. And here's the message. Before jumping in with both feet, stop for a moment. The message of the universe is to wait. Take some time in reflection before making any rash decisions, particularly if you're feeling emotionally fueled at this time. When emotions are high, they can drive us to make choices that are aligned to selfish needs rather than the highest good. Right now, the scales can tip in a direction that can change everything. So, Mayette is here to help you weigh up your options before you proceed. If you're in a situation that involves another party, it's important to call in more light and harmony. Be open to the highest good unfolding for everyone rather than proving your point or focusing on a particular outcome. When we force energy to go in a particular direction, we can be interfering in how other things shift as we move into the future. Ask yourself, what would be the best possible outcome for everyone? Then invite your higher power to lead you to the highest good. Then you will attract harmony and peace once more. Very interesting. So that's Mayette, divine intervention. And how appropriate again today on 222, a day where relationships and harmony and balance are all, you know, part of the energy of today. So that was our oracle message. And I do have a comment. And hello, Katie Taylor Reed. Hello. Thank you for saying hello. And yes, I'm using StreamYard so people can, you can actually, comment, and I can put your comments on the screen, and I'm happy to, converse with you or answer any questions you may have or anything you would like to share. So thank you for watching and for sharing. So if you like this oracle deck, you can check it out at my Amazon store. Just go to good-vibes.tv and check it out there. Of course, it's helpful to help support the channel and help me to continue to do these because, it's a labor of love for me. So I love to share and gives me a purpose, in life. So that is the oracle for the day. And let's now talk about something that's been going on for a little bit. And it's this Joyful Gardener series that I have talked to you about before. It just started on the 20th, so 2 days ago, and it's actually a 7-day event, and it's free from the 20th to the 27th of February, and it's all about gardening. And so she talked about planning your garden, and Stacy Murphy is the teacher for this, and she talked about gardening. Gardening, of course, but the first episode is all about planning your garden, how there are different microclimates, how this, you have to look at the sun and see where it falls to see, because our plants need minimum 6 hours of sunlight, like direct sunlight. 6 to 8 is what you're looking for as far as for plants to grow, for vegetables to grow, for them to produce a healthy garden. So depending on where you're gardening, it changes too in a time of the year. Now, Stacy talks about how you can garden all year long, even in the wintertime. You're just using these greenhouse type boxes in the ground, and she goes all into that. So the first day was about that. The second day, it was all about the soil and how that works, and how to create changing dirt into soil, which has nutrition and all the trace elements and nutrition, because all of those things that we feed our plants, then we ingest. So that's really important. And you can go to this tinyurl.com/GVTV double harvest and get access to this information. So there you go. I'm really enjoying this so far. And I just started it was on February 14th. I planted some seeds in little cups. So I'm getting my garden started with all the vegetables. So I'm really loving, working with the earth. And hey, we just talked about how Virgo, sign of earth sign. So we want to be digging in the earth. We want to be connecting with the earth because we're part of the earth. And, it's all a reflection. So let me take that off there and let's get into last week's tip to raise your vibration. It was to send love to any situation instead of worry. Did you try that? And what did you think? Like I said, I had a situation last week where I sent love to a certain situation and it really made a difference. It totally changed the situation and took care of it. So this is a great tip to use. These tips are great. The thing is, it's not just knowing them, it's practicing them, it's doing them. So, are you doing that? And, as I'm sharing this information with you, I'm also sharing it with me to remind me to do these things because these are kind of new habits unless you've grown up with learning to do these different tips to raise your vibration or frequency. So this week's tip is pretty simple. It's to meditate. And I haven't mentioned it before. I think I've mentioned different types of meditation, but the basic way, one of the basic ways to raise your vibration is to meditate. And I love using guided meditations on YouTube. You can just search or anywhere, on the internet, just search for meditation or guided meditation. And you could do it, guided meditation for the number 2 or whatever, and search through there and see what intuitively you're drawn to and play the guided meditation and meditate and raise your vibration. It is really I think one of the basic ways to raise our vibration. We need to be in tune with ourselves. We need to be in tune with our higher selves, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it for you. Because that is, we are spiritual beings having this temporary human experience. But we've forgotten this, spirit through us wants to experience this life. And so this great awakening that they've been talking about for a long, long time, we're upon it. If you're here, you probably have become awakened, or you're in the process of awakening, meaning the awakening to the understanding that we're not just physical beings and that's it. We are spiritual, eternal beings having this temporary human experience and learning how to basically get back to that light, or, depending on your, where you're at, your purpose, in life is to just live, be happy, love, to experience this life. And I think spirits kind of works through us to have this experience. So anyway, I'm going off on a topic, but that's okay. So thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching. The next Good Vibes TV show will be featuring Dr. Jananirvana, who is a spiritual artist. And that episode will hopefully air on the Sunday at noon. It'll be available. And just go to good-vibes.tv and you can check out all of the episodes, because I've covered everything from Bigfoot to angels to spiritual art to sound therapy to the spiritual use of cannabis. So I've got all kinds of different topics, and it's going to grow and grow. I'm dropping the Good Vibes TV shows every 2 a month, every other week is the plan. And again, if you don't want to go to Good Vibes, good-vibes.tv, you could just go to YouTube. If you use at Raise Your Vibe and Thrive, and that's AND Thrive, you can also find it there. And please subscribe, because I am growing the channel, and as I am doing that, we're getting the word out more and more and more. So I appreciate you guys watching. And if you did receive any value from this, please like and share and subscribe. It really helps me out and is a way to kind of, get that algorithm of YouTube out there. I also put out usually daily, although I have my periods of time where I don't get around to it. I put out some affirmations with music, and so those are really helpful and get a lot of views as well. So I want to thank you for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope that you got some information from this episode, and that can elevate your life, that can help you live a better life, live the good vibes lifestyle. So thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you next week. Peace out, everyone.